Right now, looking ahead to 2024, how the political landscape is shaping up for the next presidential election. Also, the future of Alec Murdaugh, the next steps the convicted killer faces.
And we're tracking out more showers and maybe even a thunderstorm later tonight, along with maybe some snow up to the north, and then warmer temperatures along with a big cold down coming for later this week.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. I'm Shane Hogan. Before we get to our top stories, we're going to send things over to Greg Barnhart. He's got a look outside for us, and he's tracking some rain that's headed our way.
Yeah, we do have some rain coming today. Well, more likely this evening and tonight. We have a storm system that's approaching, but most of the morning and really for the afternoon, most of the time should be good. You can see just clouds starting to come in. This is more just high clouds stretching overhead. Right now we had clear skies overnight, so temperatures right now fell down to the low 20s, but we're back up to the mid-20s for southern Wisconsin, low to mid-20s further west and north, but you can see the clouds beginning to push eastward, so that's what we will see. Most of the day is increasing in clouds overall. Not much visibility fog issues going on like we had yesterday. Everything's fairly good except way to the north. High temperatures yesterday were mid-40s with those rain showers came through, even 46 in La Crosse too. Today we're going to see probably similar type of temperatures, but if we plan out the clock right now going through for Madison, 47 may hit 50 in certain areas. The showers probably not till about 6 to 7 or even later. That's what we're going to start seeing some of that rain start showing up. For La Crosse, mid-40s, probably about 45. The showers probably coming after 3 p.m. It's kind of red down here because you could see some mix further in some of those areas, at least initially, for some snow. So something to keep in mind of, but I don't think we'll see any accumulation, at least right now. There's your system right now. We're tracking. That one's heading to our direction. That one's also going to be a factor in our Monday weather going on right now, and that's why we do have some winter conditions, winter weather advisories going on up to the north. I'll break all that down a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thank you. Former President Donald Trump headlined the Conservative Political Action Conference last night in Maryland. He's making a bid for the 2024 presidential election as the Democratic Party awaits an announcement from President Biden about whether he'll seek re-election. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette has more.
Former President Trump came out swinging at CPAC, targeting the current president.
We will evict Joe Biden from the White House, and we will liberate America from these villains and scoundrels once and for all.
While also hitting on international issues, including China, which he claims is responsible for COVID-19.
I will hold China financially accountable for unleashing the China virus upon the world.
As expected, Trump finished on top of a conference straw poll. He spoke for an hour and 45 minutes, but never mentioned any other potential GOP presidential contenders, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has a speech scheduled for later today at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library in Southern California. Trump did briefly address the multiple investigations he and his company are facing, saying prosecutors are racist and hate the U.S. President Biden left for Delaware Friday just before the White House released a memo that says he had a cancerous lesion removed from his chest. The 80-year-old has yet to announce if he'll seek a second term.
When will you announce your re-election, sir?
The president will travel this afternoon to Selma, Alabama, to mark the 58th anniversary of Bloody Sunday, when protesters demonstrating for voting rights were attacked by state troopers. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
CBS News has learned the president's team is putting together an advisory board of high-profile Democrats to try to unite the party. One reason the Democratic Party might not be so united is the presidential primary. That's because there is a new Democratic candidate, as author Marianne Williamson has formally announced her bid for the White House. This is her second run for president following an unsuccessful campaign in 2020. She is considered a long-shot candidate. Williamson launched her 2024 campaign at Union Station in Washington, D.C. The presidential hopeful says she is motivated to explore another run, in part by what she says is the influence of corporate money on the political system, leading to economic injustice for millions of Americans.
This country is drowning in information and starving for understanding.
The 70-year-old author has never held a political office. In Ohio, there has been another train derailment, this one happening in the town of Springfield, more than 200 miles from last month's derailment in East Palestine, which leaked hazardous materials into the environment. In this latest incident, about 20 of the cars derailed from a train owned by Norfolk Southern, but a spokesperson for the company says the train was not carrying hazardous materials.
It's just crazy because, right now that's all you hear on the news is about the other train derailment, and now here's one here, and I mean, it's just unbelievable.
In this latest derailment, no injuries have been reported. To some health news this morning, more colon cancer is being detected at advanced stages. A new report from the American Cancer Society anticipates 153,000 new colorectal cancer cases this year and about 52,000 deaths. 60% of new cases are advanced stage disease, and rates are increasing among younger people. More than half of colon cancers are linked to diet, exercise, and smoking. Artificial sweeteners could be doing a lot more harm than good. New Cleveland Clinic findings showed that erythritol, a popular artificial sweetener, is now associated with an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. Artificial sweeteners are widely used as no or low-calorie alternatives to sugar. Alec Murdaugh is now serving 2 life sentences, but his legal troubles are far from over. CBS's Nikki Baptiste has more on what's next for the disgraced former attorney, now convicted killer.
I respect this court, but I'm innocent.
Following Judge Clifton Newman's sentencing, Alec Murdaugh, with a freshly shaved head, spent his first nights in a Columbia, South Carolina prison this weekend as a convicted murderer.
What do you think of the verdict, Alec?
Sentenced to life without parole, Murdaugh will now undergo about 45 days of medical tests, a mental health assessment, and background screening before being placed in a maximum security prison.
What was Alec's reaction to the verdict?
I don't think he was shocked.
Jury deliberations took just under 3 hours following 28 days of court proceedings, the longest trial in South Carolina criminal history.
It had been such a long case, and we felt like we'd done all we could do.
Prosecutors portrayed Murdaugh as a serial liar who shot his wife and son on the night of June 7, 2021, to distract from his drug addiction and alleged financial crimes that were about to be revealed.
But once I lied, I continued to lie.
For prosecutors, the key in a case based mostly on circumstantial evidence came from a cell phone video that placed Murdaugh at the murder scene.
It really did change a lot of things, because how do you get around supposedly being a grieving father and husband when we have a video that has you at the scene of the murders?
The defense team told me they plan to appeal the guilty verdict, but regardless of that outcome, Murdaugh could still face life in prison for his alleged financial crimes, some of which he admitted to during this trial. I spoke with 2 of Maggie Murdaugh's close friends who told me this verdict is the justice they'd been hoping for. Nikki Baptiste, CBS News, Walterboro, South Carolina.
Still ahead this morning, a new study giving hope for those at risk of heart disease. And you're taking a look from our Platteville camera this morning. Greg is got the full forecast when we come back.
Backyard living season is coming soon. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
We protect your house.
Greg, we're doing it!
And your car.
We need to keep our energy up. I want to take me to Monkey Town.
Because we know they're the launching pad to their dreams. And now you can save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
Looking for the best brands, the best selection, all at the best prices? Then Denver Mattress has you covered. And during the 36-hour sale, check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $299.99. Shop our Easy Choice Plush or Firm, now only $449.99. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any qualifying Tempur-Pedic. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Shop the best of the best at the best prices. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-336-0524.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Yeah, we got that storm system that's going to be approaching here, and it's going to be a little bit more complex up to the north. Whether we're going to get rain, snow, and how much, it's some question. But you can see it's going to lift north a warm front, so we're going to have precipitation spread across the area probably late this afternoon and this evening. The best shot will be overnight. I think we'll tail off on the rain or snow come tomorrow morning pretty quickly, and then most of the day we'll see probably drier conditions Monday. But you can see right here, that rain snow line is really kind of splitting through central Wisconsin through 12 a.m. Once again, by tomorrow morning, the low kind of shifts east. We kind of dry out, northerly flow, cloud cover, and then probably Tuesday we'll start drying out a little bit more and actually have a better day on Tuesday, but drier conditions too. So if we look closer view at that today, it's still going to be pretty breezy out the east southeast as that front begins to approach. Temperatures will climb up to the mid 40s in southern Wisconsin, upper 40s, excuse me. Could even be a 50 here by the morning. Here you see 5 p.m. a first band comes across. Some of this may not reach the ground, but after this it gets a little tricky in exactly where we start seeing that rain snow line begin to hit. And it's probably going to be staying north of La Crosse right now, but it could sink a little bit further towards the Dells briefly tonight before it all switches to rain. The accumulating snow and all that should stay well to the north of Marshall and Eau Claire, but we'll have to keep an eye how far south this line goes overnight. Showers, thunderstorms for southern Wisconsin, but then you see that break coming after about 12, at least for southern Wisconsin. We might see just on and off showers through the morning hours further north. That's where precipitation may continue, and then wraparound showers throughout the day. So I think by the time morning commute comes, a lot of the precipitation will be over with, at least for La Crosse southward, and then we'll see if it continues there. But you can see tomorrow more northerly winds, cloud cover will persist all day long with a few maybe afternoon showers once again. Cooler temperatures, but so far not too bad. And then if we look at where we think the snow will be, the winter weather advisory now is for like Clark County and further north for 3 to 5 inches of snow up there. That's more confident where we're going to see accumulating snow, but once again, Juneau, Adams counties, and all those, something to keep an eye on. You might see more accumulating snow tonight if it starts sinking further south. So like I said, towards the Dells area, we'll have to keep an eye on. La Crosse, if you're traveling up in that area, something to keep in mind of. Like I said, here's the snowfall right now, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and like I said, 3 to 5 further north. That 1 to 2 could sink a little bit further south if things start changing a little bit, because it'll be quite interesting to see how this plans out. Now, once we get past this system, the end of this week, we definitely have a colder and more snow pattern. We know it's going to definitely be colder. Snow is going to definitely be the precipitation type, and we are going to get accumulation from this. The thing is, this could be a long duration snow Thursday through Saturday. We don't know the exact amounts, and we don't know how heavy periods that'll impact more travel. But that's definitely something we'll have to keep an eye on if you have travel plans going on through the end of the week. As we'll see, the temperatures then continue on. Overall, the 10-day forecast, we're looking, like I said, showers, thunderstorms potentially for Madison, getting back down to the colder temperatures towards the end of the week with the snow. La Crosse, once again, that mixed north could be issue tonight if you're traveling late tonight. And then tomorrow, once we get rid of that that colder and snower comes through the end of the week. So something to keep in mind of as we go towards next weekend.
All right, Greg, thank you. A new study is offering hope for millions at risk of heart disease whose bodies respond poorly to statins, a common treatment for high cholesterol. Dr. John LePook reports on a potential game changer.
Statins are remarkable drugs.
But for patients who cannot tolerate statins, today's report suggests a new way of preventing heart disease. Cardiologist Dr. Stephen Nissen of the Cleveland Clinic led the study.
I take care of these patients, and they say, Dr. Nissen, I know I need to lower my cholesterol. I've tried all these different statins. My muscles hurt. I can't take those drugs.
In patients with increased cardiovascular risk, a drug called bempedoic acid was found to decrease heart-related complications such as heart attack or need for a procedure like a bypass operation or stent. What were some of the side effects?
Okay, let me first tell you what the drug didn't do. It didn't cause muscle pain. That was very important. It did increase the risk of gout and gallstones by about 1 absolute %. Neither of those do we consider to be particularly serious.
An editorial accompanying the New England Journal of Medicine article called the results compelling and said they will and should increase the use of bempedoic acid in appropriate patients. It's already FDA approved since 2020, right?
Yes.
To lower LDL, the bad cholesterol.
Yes, it's approved, but not widely used. The kind of bad things that happen to patients with high cholesterol, we now know can be reduced with bempedoic acid. And that's what gives the drug now the opportunity to be paid for by the payers and to be more available to patients.
Alternatives to statins include drugs called PCSK9 inhibitors and ezetimibe. But Dr. Nissen says bempedoic acid is an important addition. Do you think this will change the practice of medicine?
It'll absolutely change the practice of medicine.
Dr. John LePook, CBS News, New York.
Still ahead, a health conversation on a small change you could make in your exercise and see some big results.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Can an oven-roasted turkey breast pack so much succulent flavor that the mere glimpse of it induces turkey sandwich daydreams? If it's Hillshire Farm, oh, hell yeah.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
There are moments in life, special moments, moments to share, moments to celebrate. Share the love. Celebrate the moment.
Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, with clouds increasing today, but it should be breezy and mild, and then we have rain coming this afternoon or evening. Could be a mix further north, especially 94 or even 90 up there. It's something to keep in mind if you're traveling in that area. We could even see thunderstorms in southern Wisconsin overnight, too. Temperatures today, upper 40s to near 50 for southern Wisconsin, probably mid 40s further north, a little bit cooler to the west because the cloud cover will thicken up a little bit faster. Tonight, temperatures will not really drop that off, upper 30s to near 40 in southern Wisconsin, probably mid to upper 30s further north. And once again, this could depend on if we see the snow or rain too going on up to the north. Tomorrow, cooler, just cloud cover overall, so a few drop in the temperatures. Further south, where they might have a break in the wetness to the afternoon, you might see upper 40s once again for like Janesville area. And then overall, once we get past this, it turns cold and much more snow potentially for an end of next week into the following weekend. For both locations, that'll be something we'll have to keep an eye on because it could impact travel plans for the end of this week into next weekend as we didn't change our clocks back. This time next year, week will actually be ahead.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Greg, thank you. In this morning's health conversation, I sat down with Dr. Rupa Shah to talk about micro workouts and how this new thinking could change the way you exercise. For a long time, we've all heard that it's important to get in 150 minutes of moderate exercise per week to reduce the risk of developing chronic illness like heart disease and diabetes. But if you can't dedicate 30 minutes or longer per day to working out, there is some good news. Recent research suggests that quick bursts of activity called micro workouts can be beneficial, possibly even better than a longer workout. As a Some Health family physician and wellness coach, Dr. Rupa Shah joins me today to talk about this research and how to apply it to your own life. Now, Dr. Shah, let's start with this new data. How can these quick burst activities be beneficial?
Yeah, so I love this because this, you know, people have a lot of like fear of like, I don't have time to get a workout in, you know, during my work week. But now all you really need, what they found is that 2 minutes every half hour can really just counteract the benefits, counteract the problems of just sitting during your workday. So it can improve your metabolic health, your endurance, and just, yeah, counteract that constant sitting that we do. So it can just be quick bursts of activity, walking around the office, doing some jump roping, jogging in place, really simple things.
Really easy things that you can do that don't require a, you know, gym membership or something like that.
Yep.
How often do you need to take these movement breaks to see those benefits?
Yeah, so ideally, if, like I mentioned, if you can do 2 minutes every half hour, you're going to get the most benefit. If that's not possible, just working in small breaks throughout your day and just doing 30 seconds of, you know, jogging in place and then 30 seconds of squats and then repeating that 3 to 4 times can be enough to get some benefit.
Wow. Now, how can people get started with implementing these, you know, into their daily lives? Like you said, maybe it's during that work week where people are struggling to find the time.
Yeah. So just finding something that you like to do and planning it out ahead of time. Like I mentioned, maybe just a quick, like, I'm going to do some squats, some jump roping and jogging in place, you know, and then just repeating that. It doesn't have to be anything special. And if you can even just do it twice a day, let's say, you've gotten more activity than you would have just sitting around all day.
What do they always say? Something's better than nothing,
Something's better than nothing,
All right, Dr. Shah. Now, where else can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shah.
All right, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Dr. Shah for her insights. Still a half hour of news here on Weekend Mornings. Next, we're running through the top stories. We're back after this.
All you have to do is point. Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
You've got places to be, things to do, goals to crush. So at Basecamp Fitness, we pack 50 minutes worth of calorie burn into just 35. How do we do it? By switching between 60-second intervals of air bike cardio and strength training to keep the workout and your progress moving forward fast, no matter what level you're at. Take a free class, join, and get a $100 Lululemon gift card through March 31st. Visit any of our 3 Madison locations or basecampfitness.com.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife, Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Next on Behind the Series.
Let me tell you about the greatest roster ever assembled.
The monster, the outlaw, and you can't forget about the boss.
Sometimes you just want to eat your heroes.
The Subway Series, the greatest menu of all time.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
All you have to do is point. Yes!
1-800-GOT-JUNK can make it disappear.
And that's why they all start dancing.
Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
News 3 Now is taking action to find and deliver the news stories that matter where you live.
Taking action to uncover the truth, getting answers, and finding solutions that can make an impact in your life and our community where we all live.
Taking action for South Central Wisconsin. News 3 Now.
Is the air inside your home making you sick? Monday, we're talking indoor air pollution.
We'll tell you what causes it and what you can do to improve the air you breathe.
It looks like the mild weather will come to an end next week. Join us Monday between 4:30 and 7.
Right now, the UW-Madison community coming together to honor the life of former Chancellor Becky Blank. Also, new beginnings, why one local daycare is moving locations, looking for a fresh start.
Although we're starting off dry, rain is on the forecast for today, this evening and tonight, along with a few thunderstorms and maybe even some mixed precipitation, along with some warm temps.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for waking up with us here on Weekend Mornings. Hope your Sunday's off to a nice start. I'm Shane Hogan. Before we get to our top stories this morning, we're going to send things over to Greg Barnhart. He's got a check on your first warned weather. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Yeah, you're going to start off pretty clear right now, but clouds are increasing because we do have a system that's approaching from the west. You can see that right on satellite, and the wind speeds right there with it, which will also increase as this approaches too. So that's just the start of it. Overall, you see wind speeds right now fairly calm, and we just got really some high clouds out there pushing overhead. So you'll see the sun this morning and then more in the afternoon. Not much of a fog problem unless you go further north than Eau Claire right now. Not something like we saw yesterday. Overall temperatures right now we're still in the low to mid 20s further south. As you get to the west, mid 20s too. So kind of a very marks around the mid to upper 20s for most locations. A little bit clearer skies. A lot of our temperatures will drop off a little bit more than we had yesterday morning. Yesterday mid 40s, pretty comfortable. Although we had that period of rain showers come through in the afternoon. Today we're going to see somewhat similar conditions, but the rain definitely will be coming in more towards La Crosse after 4 p.m. We could see a mix further north. Something to keep an eye of as you see the temperatures get down to 39. And those winds start picking up. For Madison, more rain later, probably more 7 to afterwards, but you can see mid 40s, rain will come in, and once again, could even see a thunderstorm after that too. There's your system right there that we're tracking. That one and that piece too are all going to be combined to form what we're going to have an active period for tonight and tomorrow. So that's why we'll be breaking down exactly how the timeout, that precipitation, as well as where that rain snow could be, and then an update on the cold and snow pattern that's looking to happen towards the end of this week into next weekend.
All right, Greg, thank you. Breaking overnight, everyone is safe after a residential fire happened in Janesville. Fire crews were dispatched just after 3 a.m. for calls of a fire in a family home off of Mineral Point Avenue west of the Rock River. When crews arrived on scene, residents reported that everyone was out of the house and no one was hurt. The fire was found in the kitchen and was extinguished. The house sustained smoke, water, and fire damage. No injuries being reported this morning, and the cause of that fire is still under investigation. Dressed in Badger red, friends and family of the late Rebecca Blank gathered in Madison Saturday to honor the former UW-Madison chancellor. She was known for her many roles in public service, from working as an economic advisor to 3 different presidents, to most recently leading Wisconsin's flagship university. But as Braden Ross reports, those who knew her best say they'll remember her not just for what she did, but for who she was.
I can hear her say it now. Let me be blunt.
Smart, spirited, service-minded, and straight to the point. That's how those who knew Becky Blank best describe her.
She was strong, she could be tough, but she also had just an incredible heart.
She was driven and dedicated her life to serving others.
She said in high school she took an aptitude test from the career counselor that, reflecting the times, told her she would make a great secretary. Fast forward 40 years, and she lived into that prophecy by becoming acting secretary of the U.S. Department of Commerce.
She loved a challenge.
The more dangerous it was, the more complex it was, the more fraud it was, the happier she was.
She made decisions and stuck to them.
I will just say, I believe Becky and I argued about whether to serve alcohol in the Wisconsin Club for the entirety of her chancellorship.
An economist at heart, she was frugal.
While she would never turn down a glass of the finest Pamelita red wine in the Shamel football suite or a fancy donor dinner, left to her own devices, she seemed partial to the McDonald's Filet-O-Fish and a Miller Lite.
But perhaps most importantly, Blank was a leader and an inspiration to many.
She's an incredible leader. She's a role model to an awful lot of people, and certainly I'm one of them.
They say her legacy continues in those who come after.
So let me be blunt. Becky's legacy will live on here and shape lives for generations.
For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
Blank served as UW chancellor from 2013 until 2022. She is survived by her husband, daughter, brother, and mother. In developing news out of Whitewater, new video showing the area where authorities say they found a dead newborn late Saturday morning. That body was found in a field near the Twin Oaks Mobile Home Park on North Tratt Street shortly after 11 a.m. Right now, detectives are investigating, but Whitewater police not sharing any details at this time. Officials are asking the community to come forward with any information. You can contact Whitewater PD at the number you see on your screen. That is 262-473-0555. Whitewater police also reminding the public of the Safe Haven for Newborns legislation, a Wisconsin law that guarantees the rights of parents relinquishing custody of newborn babies 72 hours and younger. Newborns can be given to law enforcement, an EMS practitioner, or a hospital staff member. That can happen anonymously as well without the fear of any legal consequences. In Lafayette County, authorities are investigating what they call a suspicious death after an elderly woman was found dead in her Benton home earlier this week. The woman, who authorities have not yet named, was found unresponsive in her home before she was taken to the hospital and later pronounced dead. Upon learning more from family members, the Sheriff's Office and Benton Police Department launched their investigation into the death. Authorities believe any involvement with her death was isolated and that there is no threat to the public. But if you have any information, you are asked to call the number on your screen. That number is 608-776-4870. 7:32 this morning. Childcare, it's a big talker as of late. And if you're a parent, you know that affording a sitter or daycare can sometimes be a challenge. And for providers, sometimes there just isn't enough room for every child. Well, that's a problem here in Madison and elsewhere, where the Red Caboose Child Care Center, which has served the Madison community for more than 50 years, is now on the move in need of a larger space. Our Andrew Banstra visited the center's open house and shares how this daycare community is celebrating the past 5 decades of service while looking ahead to new beginnings.
For 50 years, the Red Caboose Daycare Center has been shaping young minds into new leaders in our community. And after 50 years, saying goodbye is bittersweet.
After 50 years on the 600 block of Willie Street, today's open house invited old students to celebrate memories. They'll be moving to a larger facility on Winnebago Street just down the road in the coming months that will triple their capacity. The daycare, founded by a group of parents in 1972, has always been diverse as well, serving nearly 40% children of color.
Huge demand for childcare. I think everyone's aware of that. And so tripling our capacity is going to allow us to reach out to the underserved communities. We're moving into a new neighborhood, people we haven't served before. We're really excited about reaching out and helping more families.
And for Wendy, who worked here for 50 years.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I just keep on seeing these people walking by. I'm going to just have to go give them a hug pretty soon.
This move has been in the works for almost a decade, and the new facility will be 21,000 square feet with 38 affordable apartment units.
And while they'll miss this building, seeing old friends means their memories will never die. In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Andrew. To some good news to share out of Rock County. A Beloit police officer is being credited with saving a choking toddler. According to the police department, 2 officers were performing a routine traffic stop when they were flagged down by a woman running and yelling for help. The woman carrying a 2-year-old girl was not breathing, told officers that the child had just eaten pizza and may have been choking. These still images are from the officer's body cam and were shared by the police department to Facebook. One officer delivered several back blows to the child, and after about a minute, the girl began crying, a sign that she was no longer choking. Unbelievable. A few hundred runners braved the elements to help address food insecurity faced by refugees and immigrants here in Wisconsin. A 5 and 10K race brought runners out to the Vilas Park 42nd annual Freeze for Food, put on by the Return Peace Corps volunteers of Wisconsin-Madison and Open Door for Refugees. All race proceeds went to Open Doors for Refugees. That's a volunteer-led organization that helps refugees settle into southern Wisconsin. Since 1982, the race has raised more than $127,000. Coming up this morning, golf season right around the corner when you can expect to hit the links.
The price of gold is at a 7-year high. Get top cash on the spot for your gold at Diamond Select. Cash in today while the price of gold is high. Don't miss out. Get instant cash for your gold today at Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Floor & Decor, my go-to to get it all. Tile, wood, stone, and laminate, they've got it. Installation materials, yep, and all the tools I need, they've got those too. More importantly, they've got my back with benefits and services I actually want, and a pro app that makes my job easier. Floor & Decor just gets it. That means I get more done.
At Floor & Decor, whether you're looking for everyday low pricing on in-stock job lot quantities and installation materials, or a powerful partner to help take your business to the next level, we've got you covered. Discover Floor & Decor today.
This is Matt Gunderson, and this is Elmer, our canine cuddle ambassador, here to provide good-natured, loving, fuzzy support to further our level of personal care. Someday you might meet Elmer as we assist you with an individual life celebration.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms. If you or a loved one were stationed at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987 and were later diagnosed with cancer, Parkinson's disease, or other serious health effects, call right now.
Call 1-800-336-0524.
Looking for the best brands, the best selection, all at the best prices? Then Denver Mattress has you covered. And during the 36-hour sale, check out the budget-friendly Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $299.99. Shop our Easy Choice Plush or Firm, now only $449.99. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any qualifying Tempur-Pedic. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping. Shop the best of the best at the best prices. Only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
At Diamond Select, our on-site goldsmith can create a beautiful one-of-a-kind piece. Whether it's repurposing an old ring or creating from a picture online, we're here to help you create jewelry of your dreams. Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
You have clouds increasing today as a storm system begins to approach our area. Right now, temperatures in the mid to upper 20s for most locations. You can see high clouds beginning to increase, but I still think we'll see a lot of sun this morning and then more thick clouds this afternoon, along with precipitation. You zoom in, you can start seeing those begin to approach. So for La Crosse, we're looking at that is a misprint there. That should not be at 12 p.m. It will be sunny there still. 7 p.m. is when more of the rain or snow could be approaching them. Once again, the snow could be further north. Something to keep in mind if you're traveling up in that direction. Not much of a problem for Madison. It will be all rain, but that'll come in more towards 7 p.m. or later. Temperatures mid to upper 40s, maybe some 50s out there. You see the southeast winds also picking up. It will be quite breezy. Winter weather advisories for Clark and Taylor counties and further north La Crosse for tonight, 6 p.m. until 3 p.m. tomorrow, and that's for 3 to 5 inches of snow. Once again, I'll break down what that all means and time out the rain or snow along with those thunderstorms later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thank you. The La Crosse County Sheriff's Office putting their chili eating skills to the test in Holmen this weekend. Contestants submitted chilies to be judged and enjoyed at the 9th annual Chili Cook-Off. Money raised from the event will go to DARE, or the Drug and Resistance Education Program in Holmen, La Crosse, and Onalaska schools.
Teach up here in the Holmen School District, and we provide workbooks and t-shirts for the kids, so anything that's raised today just helps all of our programs.
Sheriff Siegel said that making the connections with the kids is the most important and impactful part of the cook-off. Special Olympics supporters went polar this weekend for a good cause. At the 2023 La Crosse Polar Plunge, contestants jumped into the icy Black River to support Wisconsin athletes. One of the organizers says that there are plenty of things that make this fundraiser the coolest day of the year.
I think the Polar Plunge is just so unique. Not every fundraiser you're jumping into the cold river, and it's just really fun. There's a lot of energy around going throughout the beach this morning, and it's a fun day.
There were lots of ways to get involved, from jumping in the water to supporting with donations from the sidelines. The event raised over $86,000 for Special Olympics Wisconsin. If you're a fan of all things vintage, Alliant Energy Center was the place to be this weekend, as the Totally Rad Vintage Fest combined all your favorite 80s, 90s, and Y2K vintage clothing and items all in one place. More than 50 vendors were brought in, and while most of them sold clothing, other booths had records, toys, video games, home goods, and more. And for some shoppers, there's more to buying vintage than just that retro appeal.
So I think it's more the idea that you're reusing stuff. It's better for the environment, number one. Number two, I feel like it's more fun, and some of the stuff has a better story behind it rather than going to a store and just buying it brand new. And it's cheaper too.
Totally Rad Vintage Fest travels to different cities every few weeks. Its next stop will be in Detroit towards the end of the month. Well, golf season is just around the corner, and some local golf courses are already preparing. During the annual Spring Tee-Off Party at Odana Hills, people could start buying passes for the 2023 season with special loyalty cards offered to guests that signed up online. Heavy snow this season means the course isn't quite ready to be played on just yet, but it could be just a matter of weeks until golfers are hitting the links again.
There's a lot of cleanup out on the golf course, and we got to let the frost level come up a little bit. But other than that, we're going to be ready to go, hopefully, maybe by the end of the month, hopefully. We're really chomping at the bit to get going.
I'm sure a lot of folks are this time of year. As soon as opening day is announced, we will be sure to share that info with you. Coming up next this morning, the Bucks are looking to extend their league-high winning streak. And you're taking a live look at downtown Madison this morning. Greg is tracking that rain heading our way. We'll be back after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here and ready to help. Anyone in Wisconsin can call, text, or chat to get connected to a trained 988 counselor. Trained counselors are here to support anyone experiencing a suicidal, mental health, or substance use crisis. You can also contact 988 if you're concerned about someone. 988 is confidential and free to all Wisconsin residents. 988 24/7. Call, text, chat. Here to support you.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Your roofing and siding have taken a beating this winter, but good news. It's Feldco season.
Feldco season. It means 40% off roofing and siding with no money down, no payments, and no interest until 2024, so you can upgrade those weather-worn eyesores without breaking the bank. It also means fast, so your home will look its best for the warmer weather ahead. It's the season of home renewal. It's Feldco season.
This offer won't last long. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, he can stay at home.
That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died, but through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we've got that system approaching here today, this evening, and this afternoon, but most of the morning should be fine. It gets a little bit more complex with what we're going to see rain or snow later tonight as we saw. But you see this is going to be lifting north through to this afternoon. Precipitation starts more this afternoon, this evening for areas further north, probably more towards later this evening for areas to the south. But you can see as we go through the night, it's going to be determining where we're going to have that rain-snow line with this system, really a cutoff to the north. Thunderstorms to the south with this. It'll actually wrap up fairly good after midnight. I think most of the precipitation will be over. We'll see lingering showers maybe tomorrow. Drier conditions by tomorrow afternoon, and that should actually continue for most of the day until we go through Tuesday, too, setting up a good day for Tuesday and Wednesday. But overall today, you'll see temperatures lower to mid-40s starting by this noon. We'll probably get into the mid-40s, upper 40s for a few locations. Here's that first wave comes through this evening. It may not entirely reach the ground quite yet. Most of just a few cloud cover will see it. And then later on, that first big wave you can see come through here. Initially, we might see a little bit of a mix all the way down to the Dells and then transition over to rain later. Areas to the north of the Dells, it's going to be tricky as whether we're going to stick to snow, switch over at least initially. I think by the time we get to past the midnight, everything to the north should actually start to clear off a little bit. Showers, and you saw a few thunderstorms for southern Wisconsin. Anything south of the Dells and Madison will all be rain eventually. So that's what we're going to keep. And if you're traveling up in that direction further north, something to keep in mind of overnight, that it could be quite a bit of mixed type precipitation. Snowfall right now, initially what we're thinking, everything to the north of the Dells is where the accumulation is, especially further north, 3 to 5 inches as you go further up, 1 to 2 up north of La Crosse area. Now, as we look at potentially, this is the farthest south solution, we may see snow actually creep all the way down here if this materializes. So there is a little bit still uncertainty where the snow will end up. Not significant accumulation if it does occur, but once again, it could be something of more of a surprise. So once again, pay attention to the forecast later this evening to see if this gets refined and how far south that snow line could get in the area. So beyond that, we start getting into a different pattern. It's definitely going to be colder towards the end of the week. We have a stronger system system approaching, so we're thinking it's going to be on the snow side for most of the precipitation type, and we're going to see accumulating snow. How much snow yet? We don't know. This could be a long duration type of snow event too. We don't know exactly when the heaviest amount could be, but right now it looks to be like a Thursday night through maybe early Saturday time frame where we could see a lot of accumulating snow for all the areas really in southern Wisconsin and central Wisconsin, so something to keep in mind of. In the meantime, we do have the showers and thunderstorms for Madison coming. A few thunderstorms, mainly, like I said, evening and beyond. The most of the day should be fine, and then we'll watch out for the colder conditions towards the later half of this week and maybe accumulating snow. La Crosse gets a little more tricky tonight with the precipitation type, especially if you go further north, something to keep in mind of, maybe even accumulating snow to the east. Once this all dies down tomorrow, then once again, all eyes will be on towards that system towards the end of next week, which should bring accumulating snow, definitely colder conditions, and then obviously we got the time change next weekend.
All right, Greg, thank you. 16 straight wins. It's the longest in the NBA this season and the longest for the Bucks since the 2019-2020 season. The most consecutive wins for the franchise is 20, but can't look too far ahead. First things first, got to protect home court against the Philadelphia 76ers. Third meeting of the season, the series currently split. Third quarter, the Bucks are sitting pretty behind an impressive performance by Grayson Allen. Can't miss from three, he drained 6. 76ers, though, looking to end that winning streak, overcoming a double-digit deficit to cut it to a one-point game where Joel Embiid drills a 3 to give Philly the lead with 42 seconds on the clock. That will do it. Bucks winning streak coming to an end, 133-130 the final. In free agent news, ESPN reports that veteran point guard Goran Dragic has agreed to a deal with the Bucks for the rest of the season. He was waived by the Bulls and became a free agent on Thursday. Whitewater still dancing. The men's team took down Case Western Reserve University 78-75, earning a spot in the Sweet 16. And the women did the same a few hours later, beating Gustavus Adolphus College 68-63. It's not over till it's over, and that's exactly how the Verona boys hockey team played to earn a spot in the Division I championship game. The Wildcats got the overtime win Friday, knocking out the two-time defending champs. But if Verona wants to bring home the D1 hardware, they got to get past undefeated Notre Dame first. Triton's quick to attack, up 2-0 midway through the first period when Sam Capel buries his second goal of the game to make it 3-0 heading into the first intermission. Verona is hungry to cut into that deficit, so they get the puck to Lars Brotzman. He rips it off the boards, cuts behind Notre Dame's goalie to make it 3-1, but the Tritons catch fire and win the title 8-2. And in Division II, Oregon hoping to bring home the title in their first ever trip to state, taking on New Richmond Saturday morning. Tigers don't waste any time, taking a 2-goal lead. Ben Hahn makes it 3-0, but Oregon would get one back late in the first. James Shervin puts the puck in the net, and that's really where it ends for the Panthers. They fall 5-1 and finish as the runner-up. Wisconsin and Michigan, second game of the Big Ten quarterfinals. The Wolverines with an early 1-0 lead, and the Badgers getting a chance to even things up on the power play. Cruz Lucius knots it up at 1. Now, that's just the start for both teams. Michigan with a 1-goal lead in the final period. Carson Bantle punches in the equalizer, holds it till the final minutes, and Nolan Moyle gets the go-ahead for the Wolverines. The Badgers season coming to an end in Ann Arbor. And hey, make News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions. And when we come back, one Minnesota man is making the most of the snowy weather. We're back after this.
Can an oven-roasted turkey breast pack so much succulent flavor that the mere glimpse of it induces turkey sandwich daydreams? If it's Hillshire Farm, oh, hell yeah.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years.
Kathy, she's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
It's one thing to say you have the most accurate forecast. It's another to prove it, and we've done just that.
For the third year in a row, First Warn Weather has been certified most accurate in Madison by WeatherRate, an independent research firm. They study all news stations' forecasts every day to determine which forecasts align with the actual observed conditions.
Only one station came out on top, and that's News 3 Now First Warn Weather.
Trust the First Warn Weather team for your most accurate forecast.
Finally this morning, an Eagan, Minnesota man has constructed a giant snow fort in his backyard, which has become its own community. WCCO's Alan Henry has a look inside the structure and how it came to be.
I'm kind of a snow engineer now, I guess, just by trial and error.
Brian Anderson has been a fan of snow his entire life, but being a dad has taken it to a whole other level.
I started building kind of snow igloos in the back of the yard a couple years ago, and they evolved into multiple snow forts, and it became like a village.
This year's fort is more than 5 feet tall and 30 feet wide, growing in his backyard almost nonstop since the first snow of the season in November and every snowfall since.
They know what we're going to do next, which is get the shovels and start going to town. And after school, a lot of days, I mean, there'll be 6, 7 kids out here, and I'll be helping out, and usually they'll help for about 3 minutes, and then I'll be working for half an hour.
What started as a fun project in his backyard now requires blueprints, unlocking both Anderson and the children's creativity.
We have 10 different rooms. We have 2 different hallways, kind of going just down the sides of it. We've got windows in each room into the hallways. We have 2 different slides, and each kid has their own room with their own window.
And while it's fun inside the fort, Anderson says the connections can be seen outside of it too.
I want there to be a little neighborhood unity in the wintertime. Like, the kids have so much fun in the summer playing with everybody. Winter, you just forget who your neighbors are, you forget, you know, who your friends are, and this was a way to bring people out.
In Eagan, Alan Henry, WCCO 4 News.
All right, that looks like a lot of fun, but I gotta say, I'm ready for warm weather, so I don't care about the snow anymore. All right, Greg, but we might see some.
Yeah, unfortunately, but more rain tonight for most areas. Once again, further north of La Crosse, that could be the snow, and it could be to the Dells, too. Like I said, that could change, something to keep in mind of. Otherwise, temperatures get warmer today, and then cooler tonight, and then we got snow, like you said, coming towards the end of next week.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here next weekend.